Hey everybody, look what I found. Some flaming box elder. This tree has been cut for at least a year. It was a big tree. I didn't know what it was until I cut it up, and it's beautiful. It's also really, really wet. It's like 35 or 36% moisture content. I'm gonna core it. I had to cut some of the thickness off. I had probably had another, this much of thickness, but there were some cracks, and then the figure doesn't go all the way to the bottom. So I decided that I would just make one big bowl and then core at least one out of the center, hopefully two. And then I guess they're gonna have to go in the kiln because they're, sorry lathe. They're really wet. Oh, I gotta do something about that. Hold on a minute. I definitely gotta get a hold of rigid. I think this thing is on fire. I've had this drill in my impact driver that came as a set for 18 years. I've never had to replace a battery yet. I actually have two that need to go now, and I've never had to replace a tool. So that's pretty good lifespan on this thing, but it's not happy anymore. And I keep forgetting, because I'm gonna core this, I'm gonna use a wormwood screw. I drilled a flat spot, then that should seat pretty flat up in here. So that's the first order of business, is to get this thing mounted. I'm also going to put it on the more torquey setting, because we're not going to be going fast with this one, that's for sure. Although it's not that heavy, I'm really surprised that it's as wet as it is. Make sure that that's on there tight. Okay. All right, forward, on, all the way down. Okay. I've got just a little over 14-inch diameter, so I shouldn't have any trouble with anything hitting, except for the banjo, but I know that, so. I readjusted this so that the jaws are flat up against the workpiece. It just doesn't really look like it because it's chainsawed so funky. I think I might go with my big Robo Rest. Maybe. All right. I didn't chainsaw it very straight, but that's not any surprise, right? I'm pretty happy with 300, I think. All right. This is a 5/8 inch bowl gouge, which is the largest one that I happen to have right now. Going back to the drill, I have several of the rigid drills and a couple of the impact drivers. I also have a cordless reciprocating saw and a corded oscillating tool. My joiner is a rigid and my table saw is a rigid, and both of my shop vacs are rigid. So I haven't had to replace any of my tools under their lifetime warranty, with the exception of, at this point, I now have 2 batteries that need to go back, and then I need to replace the first drill that I bought, which was literally 18 years ago. So I've been really happy with the rigid tools all the way around. What do you guys use? And for those of you who do woodworking in addition to wood turning, what do you have in your shop? What's your favorite tool? What's the tool that you wish that you had? You know, do you wish you had a planer or a joiner or a table saw? Or tell me what you guys are doing out there. I found this tree on the Facebook Marketplace, and I had no idea what it was. When I got there to look at it, I was afraid that it was actually oak, which I'm really not all that interested in turning because I have a plethora of it here at my own house that I don't have to go get. But I decided to just go ahead and, cut into a piece and see what I had, and I thought I saw the red chips coming out, so I was very excited. Box elder is a variety of maple, and what they call flame or flaming box elder, the red actually comes from a fungus. And the color will fade if it's exposed to UV light. I believe that it actually kills the fungus, and then the color changes. So keeping these pieces out of the sun is important, but I wonder if applying a UV protectant of some sort would go any further to helping protect the color. Some of the epoxy resins have a UV protectant. I think that there's stuff that you can get, like for marine applications, and I wonder if that would have any effect on it. I think what I'm going to do is take some of the scrap pieces that I have from this project. You guys are not going to believe the size of this tree. You'll see the rest of what I got in the next video. Anyway, I think I'm going to take a couple of the scrap pieces and just put something on one of them, like a normal finish, and then put some UV protected resin on the other one and actually leave them outside and see what happens when they're actually just left out in the sun. This makes particularly pretty shavings. Well, I've finally gotten it round, and now I'm just gonna get it cleaned up a little bit, do some shear scraping, and get ready to turn it around and core it. This is a negative rake scraper, so I'm not actually shear scraping here. Look at that color in those shavings. That is so cool. It took about 3.5 minutes to core this, and honestly a lot of that time is spent pulling the cutter back out to clear the shavings. We're there again. I left it about 1.5 inches thick, maybe a little bit thinner than that. So I'm just going through and trying to even up the bottom after it's been cored. And then I will put the anchor seal on it and put it in the kiln. Oops, tool rest is a little low. That's not helping me. I actually did this project and recorded it several weeks ago. I've just been swamped with a whole bunch of projects around here, which I'm going to fill you guys in on soon. But I didn't actually put this in the kiln yet because the kiln is still full of all that ginormous silver maple that I haven't had a chance to get to. Alright, I cut a mortise. I want to see how deep that is. On the interior one. Alright, so that's about 1/4. Yes, about 1/4 inch deep, which should be fine. I'm planning to turn the middle bowl and the smallest bowl green and let them warp. I'm not going to put them in the kiln, just the great big one. Okay. This one. I have no idea what the deal is with the wood near the rim of this bowl, but it just gave me fits. Come on, man. That is some craziness right there. That'll be all right. I know I've lost the bevel contact a little bit here out at the edge, but I don't know what causes it to kind of want to skid. It feels to me almost a little bit like if you're climb cutting with a router, it's like the wood is pulling the gouge into it. I wonder if that's also just momentarily losing bevel contact. Well, y'all know I'm a member of the Funnel Club, and I would have been all right if I hadn't taken like the last couple of passes in the bottom. Like I didn't cut it too deep when I cored it, but cleaning it up I did. But I will take this opportunity. I'm just gonna let this dry now and warp and see what happens. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna make an insert for this. And show you guys an option for when you do bad things and go through the bottom of your beautiful flame box elder bowl. It's always that one more cut, just one more cut. Now I'm gonna make a little baby bowl, maybe. Those of you who saw the video I did on the Woodturning LaserMaster 3 laser engraver will recognize the middle bowl. I actually am going to do that over because it was completely operator error, the reason that it didn't work out quite right. I also have another laser in the shop right now that I'm testing, and I'm going to be doing some giveaways on some of these, so stay tuned. I'm going to put another code in the description box for the Woodturning LaserMaster 3. There's a special going on right now where you can get just the unit for $5.99, and then there are also a couple of discounts for bundles that can go with it, like the rotary attachment, which I'm going to buy myself, and then also the honeycomb and some expandable legs. You can actually expand this laser to 400 by I think 800 instead of just 400 by 400. So in any case, I'll put the link to that down in the description in case you guys are interested in the Woodturning. I'm more than happy to test out different tools and things that might be useful for us in the woodworking community, especially when I get the opportunity to use some of those things as giveaways for you guys. So stay tuned for that. I was able to get 3 bowls out of this. You'll see the one in the middle is the one that I cut the center out with, but I'm going to redo that and I'm going to do it properly and actually show you guys how to make the plug. Once I've got that done, I'll finish sanding the 2 smaller bowls and get some finish on them. The bigger one is going to be just hanging around waiting to dry. So in the meantime, here's a little bit of Bailey.
Life is so hard when you're a beagle.
Thank you so much for watching. You all be safe out there.